about to start.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of No Conduct Radio. Tonight we're discussing one of our favorite topics, and our listeners' favorite topics, your favorite topics, which is conspiracy theories. But this segment of conspiracy theories, we're talking about odd deaths. So we're just talking about deaths that people think are conspiracy theories. You know, for instance, Michael Jackson, Princess Di, Tupac and Biggie, what's his name? We ain't nothing but a hound dog. What's his name again?
Elvis Presley?
Yeah. You don't think that's a conspiracy theory?
No, you said it like, who is he? I'm like, hello, that should be at the tip of your tongue.
No, I was trying to remember his name. I know who he is. I was trying to remember his name.
Oh,
I have not heard one of his songs. I know
your mental archive,
nothing but a hound dog because that's on everything.
Really? Okay, he's a legend. Oh, okay. All right. What about Nipsey Hussle? That's a conspiracy theory.
That's on the top to talk about. We're going to discuss that because I've seen people talking about conspiracy theories about that. So we're going to discuss that.
Right. Okay, sounds good.
So yeah, and we're going to have a song by Eero Siegel called "Here We Are, Entertain Us," and you can find out more about them on our website. And the boys are late today, so Logic and BJ are not here as of now, so it's just the girls who are on time.
The girls. Well, yeah, we are.
Yeah,
we are.
We're
leading the pack, and we're leading the pack and showing them how it's done.
Yeah, they're not listening.
No, but they can.
So how is everything going in Las Vegas? How hot is it?
Actually, it is not that hot, and the weather is just still beautiful. As in last week, previously when we were discussing the weather to the extent of Arabia, it's just still been very pleasant. But however, I will not be in Las Vegas for the remainder of, well, let's see, not next week. So I fly to Charlotte, the city after my own namesake, of course. Charlotte, North Carolina, for my birthday. It's the Black Film Festival, the Charlotte Black Film Festival, and it starts on my birthday on April 11th. I mean, what are the chances of that? And my sister is a film director and producer, and she's won 9 awards already for, well, she's been nominated for, she's actually won 9 and nominated for more, for one of her latest films, and it hasn't quite gone. You know, it's not a feature film just yet because she's still in the award stages process, but I'm so excited. So I'm actually flying there to support her and celebrate my birthday. But it just so happens that the only ticket that was available without paying $600, $700, $800, $900, and this is just for me, by the way, was the only ticket available had me going and being gone all day
Good Lord,
in the
from
airport
Las
or on a
Vegas just
plane.
to NC?
Yeah, but here's the problem. You've got your airport codes. That's pretty good. You're right, but here's the issue, though. I waited so long because Charles was originally supposed to come with me, and I waited so long. Is the problem. So now I'm going to be in the airport. I had no choice because, I mean, otherwise it's paid $600, $700, $800. So I was able to find a ticket for $500, but I have to literally be on the plane for 7 to 9 hours or something. Then we actually stop off in Detroit. It's like a 2-hour layover. By the time I get to Charlotte, it's 12:23 a.m. at night. Can you believe that? So I just come skidding in. I missed everything. And she had like a surprise party or surprise something prepared for me. And how do I know this, you say? Because who says over and over, well, sis, well, what time are you coming on to your birthday? Well, what time is your flight going to get here on your birthday? Well, what time, you know? So I'm like, oh, my God, isn't that bad? Isn't that a shame? It's such a shame. So I'm going to miss that whole moment. Birthday at the airport on a plane.
Well, I mean, they can still do stuff the next day, right?
Possibly, but there's so many things scheduled. It's an actual festival at a convention center. Everyone's staying at the sponsor hotel, of course. So who knows at that point? But Thursday would have been the first official kickoff day on April 11th, so I think that's probably where it was more appropriate for her. But other than that, it's like, okay, I'm leaving this weather and hopefully going into just as nice weather. Because Charlotte sounds like a beautiful town. Have you been there before, Kai? I've been there once for a convention.
Yeah.
It was such a long time ago.
I know they
really?
were. It was just recently snowing in North Carolina, so good luck with that.
It was recently. Did what? What happened?
Snowing in North Carolina.
Oh, really? I didn't hear about that. Maybe I better.
Yeah, it's not snowing by me, which I'm further north than them, but it was snowing by them, so.
Oh,
sorry, I just
okay.
packed a coat just in case.
Right. I think I better do the extended forecast. Because, when you travel, don't you check the forecast anyway for at least 5 days to find out, how should you dress? Do you need a sweater? Do you need a coat? All of that.
To be honest, no, because I don't trust weathermen anyway. They're barely ever right, so I just pack for everything.
So you just wing it? Yeah, but then you end up packing more, I'm sure.
All you need to do really is pack regular clothes and a hoodie. It's really it.
Oh, yeah, well,
I guess because I live up north, it's not going to get too cold down south. So if I go to the south, I'll just pack a hoodie. If I'm going further north, I'll just pack a coat. It's no big deal. It's not like I have to pack extra, clothes. It's not a big deal. You could wear leggings as thermals. Make sure you pack a pair or two of long socks. It's not a big deal. So no, I don't check the weather because.
Well, the thing is, okay, that makes sense, especially if you know what particular, what season that you're traveling. So then, you can kind of by default realize you probably don't need a coat in April.
Yeah, and
right?
spring and fall are always hit and misses, so you already know. Just always pack either one sweater and a hoodie, or just something like that.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's what I always do.
Well, here's the thing. I've never actually. The funny thing is, I've been in entertainment, my whole life and all of that, but I've never been to a film festival, so I don't even know. There's red carpet events and these at these different parties and everything. So really, I don't even know what to even wear, and to be ready for these different things. I just haven't even gone shopping. I haven't started packing or anything. But I think I'll start with the basics so I'm comfortable and warm. So, and kind of work around it from there, I guess.
And I guess other women say always have a black dress or some crap. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's exactly what I was thinking about, too, which black dress. Right, exactly. Because you never know if you're invited to a dinner. Besides the dinners and things and parties they have there, it might be something that's off the premises. So anyway, that's that, guys. I will give you a really fun report when I return because you never know. It's going to be star-studded and all that, I really care. I was telling someone earlier, he was bragging about all these celebrities he hung out with the other day. And I looked at him, I said, but Oscar, don't you realize that I'm a celebrity? I'm surprised you didn't ask for my autograph. I was only joking.
Oh, good Lord.
I know. But when you've been around that your whole life, you don't get that excited when you hear about it. It's kind of like, really? Okay. They're just people. They crap just like we do. You know what I mean? Right?
I've never been around anybody famous, and I've never been excited about it either. I had to kind of get my daughter out of it because I guess she was following her friends, her favorite YouTuber. This is when she was a little bit younger. Her favorite YouTuber, he was going to be at something con or whatever, and she was like, I think if I see him, I'm going to cry. And I was like, if you cry for somebody who doesn't even know your name, I will slap you.
Right.
I was the only time I would scream and cry and make a fool for anybody is if they're actually giving me $1,000 or something, and they're like, here, this is towards your dream. Then I'll be like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
But other than that, just because you have millions of dollars, the hell I'm gonna scream and faint and all that stuff for? I don't care. You're not doing anything for my life. You'll see me for 5 seconds and I'll remember you, but you'll never remember me.
Won't remember me. Yeah.
I've never been that kind of person.
Mhm.
So.
Well, true. Did she get it? Did she get your logic there? Did she get your reasoning, or was she still in that
at first she got
moment?
angry because mommy, whatever. But then she understood it later on.
Yeah. That's something.
But, I really didn't care if she got it or not. If she screamed and cried for somebody who didn't even know her name, I would slap you. Like, that's stupid.
Well, you know what? Don't let me forget, when we do get on our subject of conspiracy theories, we have got to talk about the fact that so many people have cried over someone they did not know when he was living. So just don't let me forget that. And I mean people, so many people. It's kind of like what you were just saying, except thank God your daughter's celebrity fave didn't die. But I'm saying, imagine people that are boo-hoo crying. I mean, my son missed work, for example. So like I said, we'll get to that when we get on our subject of conspiracy theories. But I just don't want to forget that moment because it just kind of connects to what we were talking about a bit, about your daughter. So, yeah.
I got you.
Yep,
I got you.
Mhm.
All right. So remember
what's next?
last week when I was talking about some woman put up an ad about she got married and her husband had a micro penis or whatever?
Absolutely, I remember. I'm sure our viewers do too, or listeners do too.
So let me get the story up. But of course, I should be prepared. But you know how we are professional in our radio business. But
of course.
So the husband is actually suing her. So
he turned the
man,
table.
this is coming from 22words.com. Man with micropenis is suing his wife for revealing his secret. So
defamation of character or something?
Yeah.
What would his basis be? Okay. Wow.
I mean, I guess that's telling his business. Let me see what he's suing her for.
Right.
But still, I mean, she didn't say a name. I think he's just stupid. So let's review what the post said. So again, this was on Reddit, and this is the only information she gave. She said, newlywed husband, 32 male, wanted to wait till marriage for sex and just surprised me, 27 female, with micropenis on the honeymoon. Just got married on Saturday. I literally just got back from my honeymoon a couple hours ago. My husband isn't a religious guy, and he says he's old-fashioned like that. We got close to fooling around a couple times, but it never went far. I tried, but he always stopped me after it went too far. And she said, anyway, fast forward, blah, 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 hold on. Okay, so she goes, anyway, fast forward, am I the asshole for reading into this and being upset that I waited until my wedding night to find out that he probably isn't as old-fashioned as he says he is? I'm not going to shame him, and honestly, I don't even know how I'll broach the topic, and I'm not seeking advice. I honestly just acted like nothing was out of the ordinary and went to town with him, but I don't know, I kind of feel lied to, like a half-truth or something was intentionally withheld from me. This was unexpected, to say the least. So she didn't give any information, not location, so like friends wouldn't have known.
I think it was tasteful.
Not first name, last name, not nickname.
Mm-hmm. Right.
She didn't say when they went on their honeymoon, like nothing. She didn't give any indication as to who they were.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I felt like it was tasteful how she did have to share her frustration or her disappointment or, this is something to talk about. It is something to talk about. I mean, didn't they think it would get out and not just to her, so to speak, over time? Because that's something that, she entered into a contract, a lifetime union under false pretenses. So how dare he get upset that she was upset? And how dare he get upset that she vented? And she needed to do so. So then to take it a step further and bring the law into it, if anything, she should have sued him. But obviously she didn't because she obviously has more integrity or character than he likely does.
I mean, she was even better than me because she wasn't even going to divorce him. I would have divorced him.
I know, right. She said maybe we could work out some ways.
Or there are even some women who would have shamed him on that night. She didn't even do that.
Absolutely.
She just acted like nothing was out of the ordinary, and she kept
on with the vacation. So, yeah, exactly. I mean, enjoy her honeymoon as much as she possibly could. Yeah, she didn't pack up and leave Bora Bora or wherever they were. That's just my dream island. Okay. I have a flashback, sorry.
So what happened was... Sorry, I had to sneeze. Okay, so what happened was, it goes, things got infinitely worse when a mutual friend of the married couple posted the story on Facebook. And, of course, he saw it, and, of course, he was pretty annoyed with her. The husband was so upset by the breach of trust that he began to pursue legal action, calling for an annulment and even threatening to sue her for defamation of character. Can you imagine that?
Yes.
He's the one who's trying to annul this marriage? Like, are you kidding me? That's just, oh, my God.
Oh, man. Talk about a shallow world that we live in. That's ridiculous.
But, I mean,
if anything, he should be begging for her forgiveness. He should be her servant for the next how many years, and say anything and everything you want, my darling, my love. I'm so sorry that I did this to you. You're the one that's, coming up short, no pun intended. You know what I mean?
Oh, freaking, so screw that, all pun intended. You're a dick. You're more of a dick than your dick.
Right. Wow,
so
that's a shame.
They go on to say,
it's safe to say
I don't really understand why she didn't see this. They go on to say, I don't really understand why she didn't see this coming. She posted his most intimate secret online, and these things are easily traceable. But you won't believe this. She actually carried on posting on Reddit, telling the world about their battered marriage. So here's what she said. My husband saw my post and says he now wants to leave me and sue me. Says he wants an annulment and is considering suing me for defamation of character. He says it's only a matter of time before someone leaks his name. He saw the post through an old friend of his who knew he had a micro penis and saw on his Facebook he had just gotten married. He doesn't know who else the guy has told to link it to him. I feel like I'm an asshole. He is crushed that I posted about him.
Right, defamation of character does not apply if you don't use the person's name. That does not apply. She did not use his name. She used his likeness, and she gave, a little, she kind of just alluded to an essence of who this could be, but she didn't actually use his name. Do you see what I'm saying? So I don't see how there's any basis of a law. So I think a lawyer would laugh at that. She did not put, Michael John Henry or whatever. She didn't say that. And if your friend knew, then what kind of friend was he to even, bring more light to this? Because he's not supporting you. He's actually on the bandwagon like, yeah, it is small. Hey, let's talk about it, So he just opened up a can of worms with...
Apparently, she did end up confronting him because now she posted that on Reddit. I don't know how she just can't keep off of social media, but whatever, it's entertainment.
She's on a roll with it.
So anyway...
Yeah,
right? So anyway, she goes, I confronted him last week about intentionally keeping this from me, and he said he was sure I would leave him if I knew about the size prior to the wedding, and that he wanted to talk before the wedding but feared it being called off because of his micro penis, and said if both families found out or gossiped about it, he would be crushed. Which is basically what I did with the entire world via Reddit. But he didn't know this until last night because I never told him that I posted on Reddit when we talked.
Well, there is definitely betrayal here on both ends at this point. You know what I mean? It's like a Mexican standoff. I mean, who's really going to kill the other off first and how fast? Because at first it started out where she was an innocent victim, and he was absolutely wrong as to us be. That's not how you start off any relationship, let alone a marriage. Trust is everything, and truth is even more. So, but now for this tit for tat they've got going, when she did the first article, I didn't find that to be so distasteful because again she didn't use his name, and she was just venting because my God, look what happened, and she didn't threaten divorce. So obviously, and we don't know if he has money. We don't know what the situation is. So let's say that he does. Let's say that he does not. Let's just say he's, just your average hardworking, red blooded American or whatever. And so she still didn't threaten to divorce you. When I would say most people would, most women would. So he spared you that humiliation. So I think the first article,
I mean, I
would
like to think that I'm not a horrible human being, but I would have divorced him not because of his micro penis, but because you didn't want to tell me. So what else do I think you're hiding from me? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I'm not staying in this with you. But she didn't do any of that. She didn't be like, oh my God, look at that when she saw it. Nothing. But
he violated in a big
whatever.
That's a violation. That's a violation, period. It is, and that's what he did. And so,
and I mean, he
came
out and he actually said,
mm-hmm.
he actually said, I thought if I told you that you would leave me. So he knew what he was doing.
Oh, yeah.
So, my thing would have been like, how dare you sue me and then, threaten legal action and then say you want an annulment. Like, are you kidding me right now? You've been lying to me for however long we've been together.
Well, I would have to do him one better and just do a countersuit, and he would lose anyway. He's going to lose either way because, like I said, she didn't use his name in the article and all that. And so I would just do a countersuit, which would have won in the first place. But she was being fair and, like I said, showing integrity by not doing so. Now the gloves will come off. It's like, okay, now let me get a good lawyer. I bet you there are lawyers that would take this case pro bono on her end. They would laugh at his case, laugh at it. What is your complaint, sir? What are you really complaining about? But, ma'am, you have every reason to sue this person if you want,
public.
To get,
so
dirty.
I'm pretty sure he's not
that dirty,
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How do you know? Why not?
So I don't know. I think she was wrong for putting it on social media. She could have just told her friends. Well, how do I even say told her friends? Because she didn't put any names or anything, no pictures, no nothing. So if she had told her friends, then I would have think that was a violation of trust. But she shouldn't have put it on social media.
Okay, but, I agree with you to an extent because eventually friends find out. His own friends knew. But the fact that she protected his name.
One of his friends knew. It was just one of his friends.
Yeah, but how do we know that back in college days there wasn't other people that knew?
He didn't tell anybody. Yeah.
Right, of course. Men joke about these things. Men, literally, they do judge each other. And then if it's a friend, they're not going to judge you, but still you'll talk about it. Maybe laugh about it. But the point is, when you enter into a marriage, you have to be honest. You got to be upfront. You got to be fair. You have to communicate. You have to be truthful. There's no way around it because everything comes out in the wash, one way or the other. Whether it comes out right at the honeymoon, it doesn't even have to be that particular case. Whether it comes out later, but it will. It will. And so now you've based your entire marriage on distrust anyway. So there is nothing left now. That's it. All I can do is sue you. Because you're going to sue me anyway. That's if he follows through with it, which I think he will, actually. And he's going to get slammed, like I said. The words will last him. Well, it depends. If he's got money, he doesn't care either way. I don't care. I'll just spend my money on lawyers. If you have money, you could just throw them tens of thousands of whatever. See what sticks.
It's not. I don't think it's really about the money. I think it's more he doesn't want his name out there because if he was so scared to just tell her, he's not going to want the world to know.
No, that's not what I'm saying, Kai. That's not what I'm saying because when you sue someone, the world doesn't. The world. Okay, let me ask you this: if you sue,
trust me, it's public knowledge. You could find that.
Information.
You could find
I get what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
All you have to do is look up their name, docket number, whatever, and you can see
the
what
docket number, right? About. That's true. That is a good point. But I didn't think it was about money. What I was saying was if he just so happened to have money, then he wouldn't care about going through with the process of spending so much to obtain a lawyer who would win the case. But on the other hand, like you said, he's just bringing more unnecessary attention from everywhere at that point because it's public information. So it's safe to say that they're just being petty and, social media banging and being immature, and it might just fizzle out and she'll go her way, he'll go his way. But
logic.
I'm sure she's cutting the nookie off. No more nookie for you. Sir. That's it.
Hi, Logic.
What's up?
You sound like you're still asleep.
Yeah. Did you have a long night? Long day, long night?
No. I just, lost track of time.
Yeah, whatever. With all those girls in Logic's life, he had a long night.
I
ended up doing things.
The night hasn't even started. It's still day.
We're talking about last night.
We're talking about last night. Last night. You know that movie about last night?
If I had abandoned a man, I'd be a wreck right now. So it was just last night.
What? I missed that.
Oh, my God. I said I would be a wreck if it was last night.
Why is that?
Yeah.
Because it's almost nighttime now, so that's almost 24 hours.
Oh, okay. I get it. You're saying the recovery time would have been quite extended. Got it. So,
yeah.
Did you hear the updates regarding the micro penis man? That sounds so funny. Did you hear the updated article?
Yeah, I heard the argument that both of you were, going back and forth.
He said he got the gist.
You said what?
No, I was saying you said you got the gist.
Yeah,
he did get the gist,
it was
but I was
the same
asking him
thing
any
like
thoughts,
last
any
week.
thoughts.
It's crazy that he would still feel he has a leg to stand on. He's wrong in this situation. So I think he should have just took the lump and, quietly stepped off the stage.
Right, I agree.
It's not really, the physical part of it is not really his fault. Like I said, he lied about it, and he knew what the issue was. So essentially, he robbed her of making a decision, which is wrong.
Very true. True.
It's like if a woman would hide the fact that she has a kid, and then springs it on the guy. After he, proposes, I want to introduce you to, what?
Oh my God! Could you imagine? I bet you that's happened before. But could you imagine that?
Of course.
Have you seen the movie? What was it? Flowers in the Attic or something like that? Have y'all seen that?
Oh, I definitely saw that years ago a couple of times. I think I read the book too. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, that's what the woman did. She lied. She kept her kids in the attic, and she lied to the guy. She had 3 children. Well, 4 children. That's 4 children, a boy, a girl, and a set of twins. And she was trying to marry some guy for money. And she kept her kids locked in the attic, and she never told them. And after a while, she started trying to kill the kids by feeding them poison cookies.
Yep.
Really good movie.
It's a really good book also. Sitting in my book.
Mhm. Oh yeah, we watched it because of my mom. My mom's an avid reader, like all of her children, well except one. But she loved the book, and so when the movie came out, she was excited to introduce that to us. So, yeah, but I couldn't imagine somebody doing that in real life, like going through a whole relationship, getting proposed to, going through the engagement time, getting married, going through the honeymoon, and then coming back and just be like, by the way, here's my kid.
By the way, yeah.
Here's one, guys. I have to
put
a question out there.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say I have to put a question out there to see if that's ever happened to somebody or if they've ever heard, known somebody that it happened to. I'm pretty sure. If you could think it, I tell my daughter, if you could think it, then it's more than likely has happened.
It's been done. Yeah, but and you can add this to it also. And how did you tell your mate? Was it kind of like, I'm going to the store to get a loaf of bread, honey? Okay. Oh, and by the way, did you meet my kid? So how did you
go to the store to get? I'm going to the store to get some milk, and you come back. You come back with milk and a kid.
Right, exactly. Because kids drink milk.
That would not be funny.
Wow.
Logic, what would you do in that instance if your girl did that to you? Would you go for an annulment?
if she would came back with a kid?
Yeah, she didn't tell you. She just like wowed you with it.
Yeah, and then just be like, hey, by the way,
you know,
I didn't tell you because I was scared you're gonna leave me, but I have a kid.
Right.
Okay.
And depending on the age of the
hey,
kid, though. Would it depend on the age of the kid, Logic? Because, you know, some of them, they're trainable at a certain age. They won't know the difference that you're not their father, if the father's not in their life, that there's no drama there. And they're just sort of innocent if they're under a certain age. And as they're older, it might be an issue with getting along with you, being disciplined, not accepting discipline, and mom saying, hey,
you're talking to Logic like all of this is about to make a difference to him. That ain't his kid. He don't care.
Yeah, I really don't care about the easy transition for them. It doesn't matter to me.
You were really pushing hard for that argument, and I was like, why are you wasting your breath?
But what if it's a really cute kid? You know how some kids are just, they're so, okay, what about a baby? A baby. How about a baby? No, a baby. Wow. But a cute, whiny baby. You know how beautiful babies are? Logic, tell the truth. Have you seen a new, do you have any new
babies look weird.
Like gremlins, right? Oh, I guess that case is not going to happen. No, that's not going to win that case. That's funny. That's really funny. But yeah, this happens, I'm sure. So I would love to hear what our listeners think. I know that, I believe there's a good number of people in the world who this has happened to. So, because the average woman has a child now, one out of three before 30? So, I mean, think about it. It's not more, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't care about how tragic the story is. Get this kid out of here. Pack your stuff.
The point is, it's not about how cute the kid is, how tragic the story. It's about you lied. You lied. How many years you lied, and that's a huge lie. And this exactly didn't happen to one of my boys, but something similar. He was going out with a girl for a couple months, and I forgot how it came up, but she suddenly told him that she has a kid, and he was asking me what should he do, and I was like, I said, I would leave her because it's not even a trust issue. Those go out of the window when you have a kid. It's the fact that you don't care about your kid enough to even mention they exist. And that came out of your body. So if you can't even do that about somebody that came out of you, how much am I going to trust you for me and you just met me? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, no. I was like, run for the hills. So that's my thing.
Okay, well, here's the question, though, Kai. Did your friend say if he inquired about a child, or he had just started dating her and she just didn't mention it? There's a difference. Because what if someone asked, do you have kids?
I think he did ask, and she said she didn't have a kid. But my thing is, even if he didn't ask, even if he didn't ask, that's something that you let somebody know up front, because there are some people who won't be with you just because you have a kid. That used to be one of my things. I'm not talking to anybody who has children. That used to be one of my things. So you have to let the person make an informed decision as to whether they want to talk to you if they have kids or not. You don't get into a 2-month relationship and haven't even mentioned that you have a child. I'm not saying introduce to the children or child, but at least mention it. No? Nobody agrees with me? No, nothing?
No. I was just thinking about something. I had a conversation with one of our secretaries today, and she was saying, Char, I feel like, regarding job interviews, she goes, I feel like I'm being discriminated against when I say that I have a young child. So this is not a job interview. Yes, you will be discriminated depending on the job, because an employer will think you're not going to be, committed. The kid's going to be sick. Okay, so it's not a job interview. You can lie in that case, so you can withhold information. But then if it's a relationship, they
to each
absolutely
his
need to
own,
know about your
but
life.
if you lie to me about having something as important as your own child, you are
in
feel
a
like
relationship
you're
or at a job.
I mean, relationship. I'm not talking about a job. Relationship.
No. I agree. That's what I was saying. This is not a job interview. You have to tell the truth about your child in a relationship.
Gotcha.
You don't have to hold. You can withhold that outside of your home in a for a job. Yeah, that's my point. Yeah. So people don't see the difference there. It's like, oh, well, maybe they'll judge me. Yes, they can judge you for a position, but when it comes to your relationship, it doesn't matter if you're going to be judged. You need to know if this person will accept it or not. Because if they don't, you can just keep it moving. At least you know, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, everybody has a right to say no and don't agree with something. There's nothing wrong with someone not accepting whatever because there's somebody else that'll come around. I don't know why people are so afraid of rejection.
I mean, if
ridiculous.
you're just scared of somebody not being with you, because I know that's a lot of, like we had somebody on our Facebook group, Relationship Health Question and Answers, and she was worried about leaving this guy who kept cheating on her because she figured, she has 3 kids and nobody's going to want a single mom with 3 kids. So I understand that.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. Mm-hmm.
A concern for people, but you decided to have children, so you're just going to have to live with the consequences. It's not their fault. You decided to have them. If you're going to be alone for the rest of your life, then that's something you're just going to have to deal with. Like, that's just what's going to be. But,
right.
That's
true.
my thinking about it.
Well, and there are men who will love your children, all 10 of them. There are some people out there that will be okay with that.
I was watching Botched last night, and this woman had 7 children. She started having her children at freaking 16. She was only 34, and she had 7 children, and she had a boyfriend. So,
wow.
Pretty sure you can find somebody to like you.
That is a stretch, but you will find
somebody
to like. There's somebody out there.
I mean,
for everybody.
There's somebody out there. I don't know how she found time to date, but, whatever.
Well, she found time to do more than date. I mean, right?
Well, I'm saying, 7. How do you find time to find somebody who even likes you with 7 children? That's freaking crazy. So anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to our commercial, which is our song, Here We Are, Entertain Us by Eero Siegel. You can find more about them on our website, www.noconduct.com. If you go to sponsors and go down to musicians, you'll see more about them on that page and our other musicians also that have been on our show. And you can actually go ahead and click on that. You can click on the link to hear tonight's song that we're playing, and you can find out where to buy their album. You can also go to their website. So all that is on our website, www.noconduct.com. Go to sponsors and go to musicians, and you can find that out. So we're going to go ahead and go to tonight's song, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the odd deaths and find out, or at least talk about, if we do think they're conspiracy theories or not. And the first one we're going to start off with is rapper Nipsey Hussle, because I've been seeing online that people think that his death is a conspiracy theory. So we're going to go ahead and discuss that. And if you want to get your voice heard, and if you think that Nipsey Hussle death is a conspiracy theory, you can go ahead and call us at 607-203-5378. That's 607-203-5378. Or you can email at, you can text at 484-840-3627. We'll be right back.
the street. I got into the car with a smile on my face. The refrigerator arrived and I ordered a plate. I arrived at our house and I silenced my soul. I didn't want to spoil it and I opened the door. Happy Valentine's Day. I was gonna say, I'm a retention. Was supposed to be paid. Here we are, Tina. Surprise, my love. Figure out truly the meaning of all. I went up to the porch, I forgot on the key. I left it in the gates and I took out my key. I straightened my tie and I went to the loo. I pressed up my face and I thought I heard you. I went up to the bedroom to tell you surprise. My smiley face and faded when I saw there a guy. He asked me who I was and I said that's my house. I said that that's my girl and I put you in your blouse. You even had the nerve to say the same what it looks. We both said that it is and you had us for cool. The local then wonder what it is that you are. I told him you're a cheater who's practiced to all. He told me that she's sorry and she's feeling cute. I told him your excuse but I'm feeling confused. I picked him with an asked him to leave us alone. The guy then started packing and left the combat zone. Happy Valentine's Day. I was gonna say, I'm a retention. Was supposed to be paid. Here we are, Tina. Surprise, my love. Figure out truly the meaning of all. Fuck it.
And we're back. Again, that was Eero Seagull. Here we are. Entertain us and find them on our website, www.noconduct.com. So, again, we're talking odd deaths. If you want to get your voice heard, if you want to talk about, Nipsey Hussle. I've never heard about him before today. But anyway, you can text us at 484-840-3627, 484-840-3627. So, basically, this rapper from L.A., so I guess he's a West Coast rapper. That's probably why I've never heard him. 4 days ago, he was shot outside of his Los Angeles store. One man has been arrested in his shooting. But from what I'm seeing from social media, I guess he was doing a documentary on somebody who came up with the cure for AIDS. Is it like a cure for AIDS or something? Am I correct?
Dr. Sebi, that's correct, S-E-B. He's no longer with us, but yes, that's correct. And it wasn't just AIDS, it was a few things, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he was doing a documentary on this. The guy who came up with the cure for AIDS or whatever, I guess he came up missing or murdered or whatever. So Nipsey Hussle was doing a documentary on this, and he got killed in broad daylight by somebody else. So what I've been seeing on social media floating around is that the government did it because they didn't want, his documentary coming out that would take money out of the pharmaceutical companies' pockets and all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, Char, I'm pretty sure that you believe his death is a conspiracy theory, so I want to hear what you have to say about that. But before we do that, we have to welcome BJ on the line. BJ!
Hi, BJ. You're so quiet. I didn't know you were there.
I was listening.
You were waiting to jump in, like when you.
I didn't want to interrupt.
But BJ, isn't it hard to decide when to just jump in there? Because Kai, whenever I come on a little later, I'll text Kai and I'll go, but I don't know when to jump in. I don't know when it's a good time because we're talking about all these exciting things, and I don't know when to say, hey, I'm here. So I guess we made it easier for you.
It's kind of like double Dutch. But see, I just
was saying double Dutch. That's what I just said too. I was like, it's like double Dutch. Like, when do you jump in there? That's so funny. I'm thinking double Dutch. That's so true. Okay, BJ, welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, so Char, what are your thoughts on this Nipsey Hussle?
Okay, first of all, I absolutely do not think it's a conspiracy theory. There's so many people that want to go with that Dr. Sebi lean on that, and I totally don't agree with that. I'm going to tell you why.
Sebi, not Sebi. Sebi, Dr.
No,
Sebi.
that's not true. Even the family, the mother, the wife, and the daughter, when they were doing the interview, they corrected the host and said, Stevie,
really?
So you can pronounce it however, because she said,
okay.
well, I'm sorry, but I thought it was Sadie. He goes, well, so I'm saying to myself, okay, S-E-D-E, I'm just going to say Sadie. I'll say it that way. But still, either way. But here's the point, though. He was a naturalist to an extreme. He wasn't a doctor per se, but he may have been of nutrition. He not only cured AIDS, yes, this was proven. He brought over, 80-something people to court. Here's what happened. He went to court because he healed all these people. There was AIDS, there was blindness, there was cancer, and something, I believe one other thing. But more importantly, AIDS is what they were looking at. So according to the courts, the court's instructions were, well, if you can prove this and you've really done this, you need to bring at least 9 examples of patients with all of their doctors, release paperwork and all the credentials and everything that says that you did this. Well, he was so confident he brought in almost 100 people to court. Here's the point. He goes to jail for something ridiculous and petty, but this man, supposedly he died from pneumonia in jail, and he was only in for a very short time. It was probably just a few short days. First of all, he's one of the first people that would really talk about pneumonia and how important inflammation is to get out of the body. And things like that, and eating certain foods that would cause, additional buildup in the lungs. So that definitely is a conspiracy. But anyway, to get back to Nipsey, the reason I don't believe that's true is because there are numerous YouTube videos that were not taken down for years now. And there's more, every so often, right? If it was such a secret and the government wants you to cover it up, why would they allow all this information to be available? And his own family's website, originally it was his family's website. It's still up. Although, yes, the recipes were taken for the, for the vitamins and the different supplements. I get it. There was some conspiracy with that. That's whatever that was. But, so no, what happened was plain and simple jealousy. Rivalry, jealousy. Nipsey knew the killer. They were originally from the same set. If you want to call it a gang, that's what it was. But he had moved on to better pastures, being a positive person in his community, known all over the world. The funny thing is, so many people may not have actually knew of his name because, first of all, that's not even his actual name. That's his rapper name or his entertainment name. But they certainly know him more in depth. Many people become famous, or even, how do you say this? Most people are worth more when they're dead. Not most people, but many people are. So that's a shame. That's a shame. When you die, now you're a legend. But when you're here, so many people really should have known all the good he was doing for the world. So apparently this is how the story goes from what I understand, because it's free to talk, and I'm right here on the West Coast, 4 hours away. Okay, so they say that the guy that came in, the shooter, right, he walks in casually, hey, can you take, because as a matter of fact, Nipsey had his own production company as well, okay? He's independent. So the guy's like, hey, can you consider, managing me or signing me, here's my music, that kind of thing. Very casual, no one's panicking. They shook hands. He knew who he was. They shook hands on the possibility of working together. They knew who he was. Of course he did. And everything was cool. They were chilling. Well, the next thing you know, he says, okay, goodbye. He leaves, and he had a plan all along. He knew what he was doing. He had a plan. So he told his girlfriend, hey, I want you to drive the car back over there. I have something I have to take care of. Apparently she didn't have a clue, but she's in the getaway car. Not smart. Anyway, he walked in cold blood, no warning, and just fired eight rounds, shot him eight times, and right in cold blood, broad daylight. So there is no conspiracy there, guys. It was literally jealousy, because this man is he's not a quadrillionaire. He's worth about, $3-4 million, and maybe counting, because he does continue to sell in other, various formats, other areas of things. But that's it. Plain and simple jealousy, gang rivalry from years ago. So, and I'm sorry, one last thing. He apparently called the shooter a narc, because apparently the shooter had just got out of prison. Who knows how long he was in there, but they say he was fresh out. And apparently Nipsey got word that the guy was, talking too much. So he did express himself, hey, why did you say such and such, or you're a narc, you're talking too much, or, you're whatever. And so that pissed him off. And then, that, I think, is what really caused the whole build-up from there, and that's what happened. There's no conspiracy there. Okay, anyone want to jump in on this?
Yeah.
I
would like
just
to.
surprised that you didn't think it was a conspiracy. Go ahead, Logic.
No, not at all. I forgot to mention he's doing a documentary.
Go ahead, Logic. I was saying go ahead.
Logic.
Oh, I was going to say that everything that she was saying earlier was pretty much wrong about the doctor. The doctor didn't have a court date. He didn't have court about proving he cured anything. He was a snake oil salesman, like most of these people online that come out and claim that they can cure this X, Y, and Z. He went to court because he had to fight a case because they were saying he was practicing medicine, which is illegal. He didn't have a degree. He wasn't, qualified to say anything or do anything in the medical profession. So that's what he was on.
Wow.
In court for, and he won his case because they couldn't prove he was actually practicing medicine. That's how he won. He was in jail for something completely different, and the question that most black people need to start asking themselves is, if all of these so-called doctors are popping up, but they don't want to really show you their credentials, that's a problem. If you went to school for 10, 15 years, why is it hard to say, okay, here's my degree right here. This is where I graduated from. These are my credits. Here's where you can look up my GPA and all this other stuff. All of that stuff is documented. It should not be a secret. If it's a secret, then something's false about what you're doing. And then the last thing is, you're curing cancer and AIDS, but you're dying of pneumonia. You gotta ask these kind of questions to yourself. What?
He didn't die from pneumonia. That's the conspiracy. No, that's the conspiracy. He did not die from pneumonia. If anyone knew how to not get pneumonia, it was Dr. Sebi. And you're correct. I did say he's not a doctor. I said that he's a nutritionist or a naturalist, but he doesn't necessarily have a degree in that.
Don't take this personal, okay? I'm just talking about black people in general. Now, the other thing about Nipsey Hussle, which I find, again, to be a symptom of black culture, so to speak, is black people tend to try to conflate assassination with just niggas getting shot. Tupac and Biggie were niggas that got shot. They weren't assassinated. You know what I mean? It's very few assassinations when it comes to black figures. A lot of people just get shot. And Nipsey Hussle was just another nigga that got shot. He wasn't about to break some conspiracy wide open or, bring some information that everybody needed to know to the forefront. He was just a rapper who had a background in gang activity, and he decided to open a store that was in the hood because he wanted the hood to be able to go to the store. Well, the hood showed up. He had an argument with somebody from the hood, and they did what the hood do. They shot him.
Right.
And he's dead now.
It's a personal thing.
That's simple.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's agreed. I totally agree with that. That's exactly what happened. I don't know why everyone wants to make it a conspiracy. It just is so. Okay, well, Logic, let me ask you this. Did you hear about so many people, or did you know, never mind hear about, did you know of anyone who took this so personal that did not even know the man? I have people, like I said, my son, literally took off of work. He cannot go into work. He's getting a tattoo, Victory Life, I believe was his first album, if I'm saying it correctly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, getting a tattoo. Yeah. What was it, Logic? Yeah,
but that sounds feminine.
It sounds ridiculous. Thank you. I agree. But anyway, here's my point. He's like, "Oh, Mom, you don't understand. He was everything to so many people, and you don't get it. That's my nigga. Mom, I'm telling you, this guy's talking like this."
How many people heard of Nipsey Hussle before this happened?
Before this happened, right. Before this happened. That's my point. And I mean, okay, honest to God, I'm telling you, people are calling off of work. I know that my son and his friends definitely had a vigil the other night, a candlelight vigil.
West Coast.
A vigil?
I mean, no, this was East. These are East Coast people. They're Jersey. They're Jersey, Philly, New York. These are these people that I'm talking about are, friends and family. But there were so many people who did the same thing, and they're on TV like crying and boo-hoo crying. I'm like, did you know him? Even my secretary did not know him. She was miserable the next day after he was shot, and I literally had to ask her.
Did you ask her why? Did you ask her why?
Yes. You guys are not going to believe this one. You guys are not going to believe it. So she was in the bathroom, and I know she was crying, and I noticed the whole day she was depressed, and I'm like, oh, my God, well, what happened? And I said, can I ask you something? What happened? Are you okay? Because you're not yourself today. It just seems as if you've been crying. Did you need a hug or something? She goes, because someone that I like so much was killed last night. And I'm like, oh, no. And she goes, well, I said, wait, well, who was it? You know the rapper Nipsey? And I said, oh, my God, you knew him? She said, no, I didn't know him at all. But Char, she goes, my whole family's distraught, Char. Everybody, I said, so you're crying and you're falling apart. You literally can hardly pull yourself together at work today because this stranger that you don't know, and she's going to his vigil this weekend. She's definitely going to his vigil.
Oh, good Lord.
Yes. In LA. She has to be there anyway for the weekend, but she said she's going to go. She's going to go, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? Charles never even heard anything about this guy, and now he's like the biggest fan after his death. He's all, I'm like, watching every single thing that will come out of the article, everything, like, how is it that he's getting so much play? You didn't even know his name. You didn't know anything about him. Really? He's like, sure, this is bigger than, I had 3 people tell me this is as big as Tupac. Someone else tried to compare it to Malcolm X or Martin Luther King. I said, no, let's not do that. Yes, I've heard people say for real. This is how ridiculous this whole thing is going. God rest his soul. Yes, he did a lot of good for his community. And as a matter of fact, the next day, the day after he was shot, he was scheduled to speak and come together with the local police authorities to, some kind of summit on gang rivalry and gun control and doing more for the community and the kids and keeping it safer. So, yeah, you do a lot of great things. You have so much in the work. I get it. But I wouldn't compare that to maybe Tupac, but you weren't around long enough for people to realize, everybody to know who you were. But he received a Grammy, guys, within 1 year of his album being dropped, and that was his first album, and it was all, self-sufficient, independent. He received a Grammy.
Well,
and I'm going, for what?
That was the help of Jay.
Yeah.
Jay helped him out. Jay-Z helped him out.
Oh, okay. You guys might agree with this. He's a smart marketer. He was a smart marketer because apparently he actually charged $100 for his mixtape initially, and Jay-Z bought 100 of them, and he sold 8,000, and Nipsey sold 8,000 of them at $100. The next mixtape he sold 60 at $1,000. So yeah, I get the marketing part. That's pretty different, risky, but I just don't compare that to all these people that did so much for the entire world of black community, not just, Crenshaw. So that's my take on it. But his funeral is this weekend, and I'm telling you, this place is a hot mess out here right now. It really is. Because literally it's only 40 minutes on a flight to get from here to South Central LA or Los Angeles, Hollywood, wherever. So, so a lot of people that live here, they live there. That work here and vice versa, they live there. Yeah.
So how ridiculous do you think this is right now?
Yeah.
It's too much. Over the top.
Because I have a friend on my social media. She just, stay woke, people. That's what she keeps saying.
If it was no social media, nobody had ever heard of him as far as being shot.
Never. I've never heard of him before. I have no idea who this guy is.
And the blood that he affiliated with, because he's a blood member, so,
Well, you guys don't forget about his girlfriend, though. His girlfriend was apparently a big actress. I didn't know she was doing all that. Lauren London. I had no idea.
I didn't know she was his girlfriend. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm sorry. They have a child together, so they're practically kind of like, cohabiting, whatever. But, yeah, apparently she's this really big, actress and model. So they both know a pretty large – they have a pretty large, database of, let's say, all these celebrity people that are supporting them. in all of this that knew them very well and just right at the tip of their tongue on any given day. Oh, yeah, Nipsey and Lauren, I'm going, wow, I've never heard of you. Wow, okay. One of his songs was pretty good. I don't see an Academy Award per se, but I definitely thought one or two of them was pretty good. But there's a lot of good, talented people out there, that no one had been given them any credit for anything. But God rest his soul. Yeah, no conspiracy.
Okay.
That's the wrap up.
Can we name another death that people think is a conspiracy? I wonder if y'all going to bring up, I know Logic already brought up two people on my list, Tupac and Biggie.
Ooh.
Everybody thinks that's a conspiracy theory.
Okay.
A lot of people think Tupac is still alive for some odd reason.
They do. They saw him in Cuba, and they know where his auntie lives. Yeah, that is a conspiracy.
Why? My question is, why would that be a conspiracy theory? Somebody tell me.
Because if he's still alive, that is a conspiracy. So when you didn't die, you faked your own death, Machiavelli. What's really going on? Yes, that part is a conspiracy.
No, my question is, why do people think that's a conspiracy? Why can't they just accept that he's dead?
Because they like to believe that Tupac was more than just a rapper. They like to tell themselves
superhuman.
That he was getting on some kind of path to be an activist where he was going to lead black people out of the darkness somehow. Not that he was just a rapper and an actor who figured out that he had two fan bases, which is women and men, and he found out women like to think that he's deep and men like the thug life, so he would just put both things out in order to sell as many albums as possible. No. He was a savant who was about to save blackness. That's what they like to believe. So that's a conspiracy because the cabal of evil white men was like, we have to stop him dead. Let's get on it, everybody. Let's plan his death. Even though he got caught doing some idiotic young black stuff, which is like stomping a dude out in the casino the night before. But no, it was all a setup. It's all a plan. Because Tupac is the biggest threat to black consciousness.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Pretty much sums it up. That's true. That is true. I don't know how Biggie, but how is Biggie a conspiracy?
I found it funny.
Okay, yeah.
Question that he dropped the song "Brenda Had a Baby," but then the song after that was "Hit 'Em Up." Like what? Like you never thought? Isn't this two different people, two different thought processes? How?
I don't.
Why?
I kind of heard of Brenda Had a Baby, but what is "Hit 'Em Up" about? I have no idea.
Well, again, it's just typical. Listen, he was signed to Death Row Records. That's to let you know what "Hit 'Em Up" was about. It is what it is. He has thug life tattooed on his stomach. This is not your shit.
I've never listened to either his or Biggie's songs, so I don't know anything about
You
that.
were not a Biggie fan?
I just know what I hear.
You seriously were not a Biggie fan? Oh, my God.
No.
Oh, my gosh. That's shocking. Wow.
Is it shocking? As long as you've known me, is it really shocking?
No.
Who else is shocked?
I
just got to ask who else is shocked, because y'all obviously have not been paying attention
You're
to me.
Right. No, she's right. But from a general standpoint, shocking. But from a Kai standpoint, nah, it's not shocking. No.
I've heard people talk about their songs, but I have not actually heard their songs. And if I actually heard it started being played, I probably just
maybe you didn't know anyway, like just as well. Okay, can I share something with the guys, Kai? Since the guys weren't here earlier, Kai literally said, "What's that guy that sings you ain't nothing but a hound dog? What's his name again?"
I couldn't remember his name. I just couldn't remember his name.
Like a legend.
I mean, I also with Elvis Presley, I've never heard even one of his songs. I've heard people
Wow.
talk about it,
You've
and I've heard
them
stuff
that didn't know
on
they were
movies.
Him.
But I just,
wow.
you know what? That's.
You know what? That's not shocking.
But anyway.
Because I knew an actor, this girl who was an actor, but she did not appreciate the acting of Marlon Brando.
Damn.
I was like, what?
Well, I mean, I guess
Yeah.
as an actor, you have to. I can't say I appreciate the acting because I don't. I know who he is, but I can't think of anything he's done. Why did the line go quiet?
Yeah, because I was kind of processing what you just said. I know who he is, but I don't know anything he's done. You kind of got to know something he's done to know who he is.
I know who he is.
I know, right?
Because,
I know.
No, because it's the same thing of Elvis Presley. People talk about them so much. I know Elvis Presley was a singer. You know, I know he took his music, the sound of his music and his moves from the black community. Like, those things I know. Like Marlon Brando, I know who he is. Isn't he the one who had that car that they called was cursed or something, and he died in a car accident?
Oh, my God, no.
What?
That's James Dean.
Yeah, that's James.
No,
okay.
no, James.
Well, anyway, they were around the same time.
Crash.
I know he was a movie star, and I know people thought he was hot, but I don't know what he's done. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to tell you this about James Dean. I'm not completely on that freight train of he was such a great actor. He only did a few movies, so it's like, what are you basing that off of? How do you know? So, but my thing is, the impact of her blasé attitude towards Marlon is kind of like a person that wants to be a ball player, like a basketball player, but they're like, Jordan was okay. Jordan was okay. he changed the game of basketball.
Yeah.
But he was all right, or Dr. J, take it or leave it.
Well, I mean, yeah, if she's in that field, then yeah, shame on her. Maybe she just wanted to be an actress for the money. She wasn't really, like, that wasn't really her passion. She just wanted, because some people just want to do that for the fame and the money. That's it. They don't really like acting. So she probably was one of those people.
I don't like those people.
Whereas like BJ, for instance, he loves fashion. So, you name a fashion designer and he'll know who they are. Like if I say Vera Wang, he'll know who she is, as opposed to like who. You know what I'm saying?
You're like, who's that? What?
So, right. But she just probably wanted to be an actress just to get her name known, like, Kim Kardashian. So that's probably it. I don't know. But okay, so speaking of Elvis Presley, why do you think his death is considered a conspiracy theory? Because even to this day, there are people who try and act like he's still alive.
Really?
They do. They do say he's still alive. They spot it here and there. That's true. So they do. Instead of just accepting that he choked in his own vomit. I mean, it's just, for taking pills.
Is that really how he died?
Overdose. Yes, it was. Very much like Jimi Hendrix died, the same manner. But probably too many pills at the time.
That's what they done.
That's how Jimi Hendrix died?
That's how he was on toilet. Right.
Yes.
Yeah, he didn't die on his vomit. That was Hendrix. Hendrix died on overdose. He overdosed. And Presley died
on the toilet. On the toilet, yeah.
Oh my God, are you serious?
But he was still choking. Yeah, but unfortunately he was still choking on his vomit when he was on the toilet because he was in the bathroom, obviously throwing up. And then maybe he turned around and said, I have to crap too. So he ended up appeared to be sitting on the toilet, but the cause was choking on his own vomit. This is what happens to people, especially when they're living recklessly, taking pills or doing other things, drinking too much all at the same time. This is what happens. I mean, this is not an unusual story for celebrities, unfortunately. It's just it's a sad way to go. It's not a pretty way to go, you know what I mean? So what's with him that people think this is a conspiracy theory, though?
I just
because
looked
they
it
want
up.
to believe he's still alive. They want to believe he's still alive. What's
Go
your
ahead,
find
Logic?
Logic?
I just looked it up. He died of a heart attack.
No, that's a conspiracy in itself. There's no way. He did not die from a heart attack. Everybody knows that he died sitting on the toilet, choking on his own vomit. What website are you looking at? Reddit?
No, that was a conspiracy. No heart attack. Damn.
It was, I know. No.
He was like, no,
So
that's
you
not
can have
what
a heart
happened. I was
so you can have a
there.
heart attack on the
He
toilet?
died of, I watched him die of his own vomit in his throat. No, that's a conspiracy theory.
So your theory,
maybe that's the conspiracy theory. The heart attack is a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Good old Char. Okay, so what about, so we're going to do one more musician. What about Michael Jackson? Because people are saying that's a conspiracy theory.
Oh, God.
A theory.
So many of them. Man.
Well, the conspiracy was he was murdered because obviously his doctor, which is like Dr. Kavorski, like the suicide doctor, he gave him too much, and I think he was told to do that. I think that it was planned, for him to die.
Yeah, and then they said they killed him because of for his catalog, his Beatle catalog, because he was it's $5 billion Beatle catalog, and he owned it, so they killed him for that. They heard about that, and I was like, what? He wasn't broke. Like I said, he was broke. He wasn't really broke.
Well, they try and say he's broken. They're doing this Finding Neverland, and people's heart are breaking.
Yeah.
They're trying to say a lot of stuff about it.
And I noticed his kids didn't say nothing about it, but that's a lame crap. They didn't even defend it. They like, well, that's trash. Dang.
So you guys, let me stand corrected just a little bit here regarding Elvis. I'm sorry to rewind, but it's a couple of things that kind of connect though. So Elvis Presley, whether he was choking on his own vomit or not, he was found in the bathroom only because he was having a heart attack, only because of the overdose of the prescription drugs that caused his heart to stop. So as this is all happening, he probably said, oh, shoot, I have to crap. He might have thrown up for a second, but that wasn't it. And then while he's attempting to crap is when his heart just completely gave out, and they traced it back to. They even said, why did the family try to cover up the cause of his death? Because they didn't want you to know about the overdose of prescription drugs.
Oh, boy.
So that's the full spectrum here. So yeah. Hey, I can't make this stuff up. Even I'm not that creative.
Just let it go.
Okay.
It's cardiac arrhythmia. I mean, yeah. Prescription drugs.
My question to the Michael Jackson people would be, who told the doctor to kill him and why? What was the gain?
That's a conspiracy, right?
To be had by Michael being dead? Because his estate still owns all of his masters and the catalog that he owns. So it's like, what did you gain by him being dead? Or was it just some old guy who was a dancer all his life, and he was strung out on drugs just the same way that Prince was?
Mm-hmm.
And when they got older, their bodies could no longer handle these very strong painkillers, and their bodies gave out, and they died.
Yes. And he could have just overdosed because the pain was so bad. But on the other hand, the doctor apparently would give him more than he needed.
No. Don't just talk over what you just said. He overdosed. The pain was so bad. What does that mean? What are you talking about?
He was, logic. He was known to get these painkillers from this particular doctor, and because the pain was so bad, he asked him on several occasions if he can increase the dosage. Okay, so the doctor knew how much he was giving him. So it's up to you, if you're giving a prescription, to not give him too much. But apparently the pain was that bad. You people that are dealing with prescription painkillers, they're not just taking them just like candy for, this is fun. It's not a race. They literally cannot function. So that's why they take them. And it's easy to overdose at some point because you just want the freaking pain to go away.
Killers. All right, sure. The man was 60, and he was taking drugs. That's why he's It's not any more complicated than that. It's the same thing with Prince. Prince was a genius and all the stuff that people say. The nigga was 60.
Why is 60 or 100 to you? Whenever you talk about somebody being 50 or 60, you act like they're 100.
A regular nigga
Logic just rounds everything up to 100 in his head. If you're not 35, you're 60. If you're 60, you're 100. That's crazy. He had a lot of living left to do, I'm sure, but not the rate he was going with the prescription drugs, not because of his age per se. Yes, did his age slow him down?
His body couldn't take it. His body couldn't take those.
BJ, first of all, he had rheumatoid arthritis. Okay, so he slowed down not just because he was 60. I've seen 65-year-olds that run circles around 30-year-olds on the dance floor. Michael Jackson was known for his talent and for his ability to perform in the way that he did.
Char, stop it.
So it was a combination of those things.
60
Another combination, Jeff.
60 years old. Your body's done. After
it's
35.
Not done, Logic. It's not done. So you have 25 years left to live, or what? That makes sense.
Look, first of all, you're living in a regular I'm going to work person's world. So, 60 to you might be, you can still go to Starbucks and get a coffee and go to work every day. Yeah, you're talking of these people who are athletes and who are on stage for hours at a time, jumping around, singing, whatever. That's a lot of strain on your body. Okay,
I can agree with that. Yeah.
This is, and you talking about people who went through the 80s where they was doing cocaine and all kind of crazy stuff, which wreaks havoc on your body. So if you still have a image and you're doing shows and don't want to look like you're old and out of breath and tired on stage, you're going to take something to pep you up, or you're going to take something to ignore those joint pains that you have or whatever. And Cialis and all that stuff, not Cialis. What's the rheumatoid arthritis pills that they be pushing on the commercial? That's not going to work for you.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's average, regular people medicine. You need stuff like morphine and like
opiates.
Pills.
It's like right now.
And it's to the point where you need a doctor on payroll that's going to kind of look the other way, like, look, all right, I'll give you these pills, but you can't take more than 10 hours and don't drink, okay? You just got a little. That's what both of these people were dealing with, Michael Jackson and Prince. They were old people on drugs, period.
And Mick Jagger doctor, check it out. Mick Jagger doctor told him to cancel the tour they had coming because his body wasn't right for it yet, and something was going on. So he had to cancel the tour because the Rolling Stones about to go on tour again. They had to cancel. But Mick Jagger doctor said, look, no, you take time to put it together. Because all them years he did drugs, Mick Jagger was 80-something. Damn, what? Come on.
Say he wasn't 60, but in Logic's head he was. He was
80 Mick Jagger, his body inside is probably like 110.
If you're 80, you are 100. Now that I agree with, because you're already just done, not done, but you're on your way to done.
Until you become 80, then you're going to be like, Logic, why are you talking about like 80 people are old?
No, I'm going to be like shaking, Logic, I still have 4 toes in the grave. I mean, I only have 4 toes in the grave. I still have one good one. Well, yeah, you pretty much.
Nope, the day my mom turned 50, I called her and told her she had 1 foot in the grave.
One foot?
I should be covered in dirt.
Not even 4 toes, a whole foot, Kai. Really, you couldn't spare her a toe. You said the whole foot. Oh my God!
No,
you only have 2 feet.
So you're halfway in. You're 50.
No, but
so you shouldn't be covered in dirt yet, BJ. You're in your 50s, right?
Yeah.
That's middle life, right?
You have the 1 foot.
To be 100.
You're still hanging on for dear life of the other foot.
I have one pretty foot with a beautiful stiletto, a red stiletto, but yeah, it's still there. It's there.
Yeah, but it's still old though. So
yeah, one.
It doesn't matter how much nail polish you got on that old toe. It's still old.
What did you say, BJ? What did you say?
You have one pretty foot, you said? One pretty foot?
Yeah, I said one pretty foot in a red stiletto heel. But yeah, it's still there. It's still in the great 1 foot, and she's right.
Good Lord.
She's right.
Okay.
Anyways, all right, so we got Michael Jackson We talked Nipsey Hussle. We talked Tupac and Biggie, Elvis Presley. So there are two more I want to bring up. So the first one is Princess Di. I hear that that's a conspiracy theory because the royal family wasn't going to deal with the shame of her divorcing Prince Charles and then going on to marry an Arab, was it an Arab prince or something like that? So the conspiracy theory is they had her killed.
That's true. I believe that, and not to mention that, not to mention the queen. The queen is the head of the Illuminati cloning facility. But either way, they were still going to have her killed. There we go. Now it's true, but either way, they were going to have her killed.
Why hasn't she cloned herself yet? Why is she old and crippled? Why hasn't she just cloned herself yet?
Because she's a reptilian. That's what they do. Don't you get it? She's a shapeshifter. She's a shapeshifter. Of course, she doesn't have to because she can be anybody else she wants to be in a crowd. You wouldn't even know. That's what they do. But because it's funny because I said to Charles the other day, hasn't she been 80 for like 35 years?
You find a real thing.
She's been 80 for 35 years. She doesn't age. She's not human. That should be clear to anybody. Yeah, they have.
I don't know why I didn't see it. Wow.
You didn't see it. You didn't see it.
I don't know why. So, okay, Logic and BJ, what do you think about that conspiracy theory? Is Logic still there? Logic went to sleep and he just...
And BJ is still cracking up about the...
Logic is reptilian. He's a reptilian.
I really did lean on the rope right there. I'm sorry. What did you ask me?
I said, what do y'all think, you and BJ, what do y'all think about the Princess Di conspiracy theory?
Oh, man.
Dodi Fayed wasn't a prince. He was just a rich Arab dude's son. But
that's right.
I don't know. I mean, it's the only reason I think there's a hair of possibility that there was some fuckery about is that the royal family are petty enough in certain aspects to take certain things as insults. You know what I mean? Like certain things they don't allow to come out because they feel it would be a blight against the crown. You know what I mean? So if there were people back at that time, because that was the early 90s, correct? It was like the mid to early 90s when she died?
Yeah.
Yeah. People weren't as open-minded as they are now. So it's possible that somebody could have thought it was some kind of insult to the crown that she would be with an Arab dude. But on the other hand, like, who cares? Like, they were already divorced. Like, I don't know. I'm just kind of
In that case, I mean, what's name would be married? If you would marry, what's name would marry a black woman? Is that the case?
BJ, there was a time period. They weren't ready for that very ethnic mate of hers at the time.
They still ain't ready for it. They still ain't ready for it.
Well, okay, she did have some death threats before the wedding. I did hear that. And they cooled those heels, but that's what they said. But still, think about it.
That's not
later.
something out of the ordinary. What's her name? The girl who married Harry. She had death threats before the wedding.
Kate?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Why would she get death threats?
No, what's her name again?
Oh, you're talking about
who married Harry?
Oh my God, Meghan Markle.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of the brother.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about. I'm sorry, that's what I was referring to, guys. I was saying that the time period, but for now, she actually Markle. She received death threats before the wedding, is what I read. Online. It could not be true, but I read it on 3 different sources. So yeah. But what I'm saying, BJ, is that for that time period, they really weren't ready for that. And she wasn't
ready for it. What the hell are you talking about?
No, listen to what I'm saying. Fayed or however you pronounce his last name, Logic, he looked a lot more ethnic. How do you say it? His last name, Fayed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, but here's the thing. Wouldn't you guys agree he looks more ethnic than Meghan Markle?
What's ethnic?
She doesn't look black.
Why are you asking
so they accept her. They accept her because she doesn't look as black to them.
So the Arab
That's ridiculous.
But
this particular Arab absolutely did look more black. He was darker complexion. He had ethnic, more hair, whatever. The reason why I think that they don't make a big deal about her is because she doesn't look black.
Please, stop it. Okay, he's Arab. We got it. But in the end of the point being that people tend not to remember how racist the early 90s were. Like you could still, like, on TV or something, see like a caricature of a Chinese person or something like that. Like, it could be a person like an Asian or something that was born and raised in America, speaks perfect English, but they will be cast as the whole, oh, I'm so sorry, like that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, that was common, and it wasn't a thing that would make people go, ugh. It was so accepted that that's what it was. So in that time, that's why Princess Di stood out so much, because she was from that upper aristocracy of the UK, and even at that time, she would go to Africa and be, holding babies and feeding them and stuff like that, these black babies. And although that was not something you never saw before, but it was something that you didn't see for those type of people to do. Nowadays, it doesn't matter. It's a dime a dozen. You'll see, Madonna go take a trip and, she's feeding some black babies and porridge or something like that. But at that time, people weren't doing that kind of stuff. And they definitely weren't dating some type of swarthy ethnic, as Char would say. That wasn't something that was good. So for her to be the way she was and have the very laid-back approach that she did with her staff, and then dating these dudes who were, like openly just like Playboy types, was considered like edgy, and the what are they? The Windsors, right? That's their name? Is that their name?
Yeah, I believe that's the one.
Yeah. The Windsors are very like stuffy shirt people. Like, it's all about the honor of serving the crown. Blah blah blah.
Way
That's
too fun, but of course.
Like there would be a dude that would happily take a drink in the face from the royalty. It is my duty.
Yeah.
So there's one more I want to bring up. And can y'all guess who it is? One of the biggest conspiracy theories. It's an actress. Well, I don't know if I would consider her an actress.
Marilyn Monroe?
Marilyn Monroe. Yep.
Yeah.
You don't consider her actress because she just acted like herself.
Getting her back blown out by the elite.
Basically, her death was considered a probable suicide.
She's getting passed around like a rag doll.
They said she took sleeping pills and she slipped into a coma. So what do y'all think of that? We only have 90 seconds left, but what do y'all think of that?
The Kennedys killed her. She was having an affair with John. That's what it was, and they wanted to cover it up. That's my take.
The Kennedys did it.
Yep.
No disclaimer.
Okay, next.
No disclaimer. Kennedy did it.
No disclaimer. Next. BJ, who do you think did it?
I think she passed around. Passed around to the elites, and they got tired of her. So she was. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Logic.
Nah, I really haven't given it any thought.
You've only had 36 years to give it thought. What are you talking about? Most of your life. I mean, come on. She's been dead most of your life.
Doesn't care, basically.
I know.
Good Lord. All right, so that's our conspiracy theory deaths for today. I guess none of them is really a conspiracy theory if you really get down to it, unless you talk to Char, then what, Michael Jackson is, I guess, and Princess Di is probably.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, next week we're coming back with your relationship questions. So go ahead and join us. If you have a question for us, text it in at 484-840-3627, 484-840-3627, or visit our Facebook group at Relationship Health Questions and Answers, and we'll get your question answered live on air. Thank you for joining us. Peace out, everyone.
To all my fans, I love you all. Thank you very much. Very much, and good night.
Char's one fan. Thank you very much.
I love you all. Strange, and good night.